when you're going through a traumatic experience like cancer or quite frankly anything, people undermine the effect it takes on someone's mental state and mental well-being. And so you could potentially get a diagnosis, and whether you're a young adult, adolescent, it doesn't matter your age, you end up spending so much time in a hospital that it's almost as though people forget about the importance of, well, I shouldn't say they forget. They find things like vitamin N, nature, adventure. They think of it as being, and I'm not talking about the patients, I'm talking about surrounding family members, caregivers. It's like, oh, that's, that is just not worth thinking about during this time. This is a time to beat this cancer, and we're going to spend all of our waking time either in the hospital or focusing on this cancer. But you realize that what people really need, based on your own experiences, what they could really use is a break from all of that. So let's take cancer survivors or cancer patients who are able to spend some time away from treatment, and let's get them in an outdoor setting doing something that feels adventurous to them, that's still safe, whether it be rock climbing or whitewater kayaking, to give them that piece of life, that joy that they've been missing. How the hell did you come up with this damn concept when you were freaking, 20? I mean, 20-year-olds who are professional kayakers, Brad, they're not supposed to come up with these things.
I would say it's probably a lot of luck, a lot of guidance from my mom, and the support of a lot of people who believed in me when maybe they had no reason to. But fortunately, it happened. But to your earlier point, for me, it was kayaking as a young professional athlete it was everything. It was my community, it was my happiness, my identity, my it's kind of my drive in life. And I just found it to be such a restorative experience and such a positive experience. And I realized that I was in a position to create it for someone else who wouldn't otherwise have it. And for me, it was easy to take someone kayaking or to provide that opportunity for them to do it. And I knew that if they could have it in the right setting, then it could positively impact their life too. And so it just seemed like, started connecting those dots and decided that I'd worked with people with cancer in the past. My aunt, as a young adult, had cancer, and I'd just seen some of what they were going through and thought, well, this could be helpful. So that's how it came to be. And now what we're realizing, and to your earlier point, is just that, when we initially did it, it was very much viewed as additive. And even in my own mind, I thought maybe this is just additive. Maybe it's just this sort of fun thing that they get to do and take a break or think about something else. But now we have 2 published research studies out there that demonstrate that these programs actually help alleviate feelings of depression, anxiety, isolation, alienation, all things that we're seeing pretty unanimously across the board with young adults with cancer that they're experiencing at pretty stressful levels. And so these things are actually now being viewed very much as, an actual therapy. And 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we launched this campaign called Prescribed Adventure, where we started working with all these healthcare professionals and medical centers around the country, because they too are realizing that it's a necessity, right? And I think that's the shift we need to have as a whole, is that being in nature, whether that's your local park or whether it's the wilds of Montana, it's a necessity. That vitamin N that you talk about, it's not something we should enjoy when we get it. We should seek it out. We should make it a part of our lives, whether that's walking in the park, just getting fresh air, just getting outside, all ages. I just think it's so important for us to return to that state, or to at least infuse some of that back into our own lives. And being in this quarantine, I think, I've talked to a lot of our participants and our alumni, they too are realizing, even in the situation, safely, obviously, and within the directives given, but trying to find each day an opportunity to just see nature, whatever that can be. I think it's hugely helpful.